All right, so let's break down the side kick. The side kick is quite a bit more complicated than the front kick to throw properly because there's alignment issues, there's a balance component to it, and for most people, the areas that I say that most people can improve in their side kick involves pivoting on that bottom foot more, and then also ensuring that you're striking with the correct part of your foot. So those are the two areas that if you get those parts right, it increases your success of being able to throw a proper side kick. So if we start with the setup, again, we're starting back with our right leg back on guard. The first thing that happens if you watch this foot is that this hip, my right hip, has to be pointed at the target, right? So we start and I pivot up, my right hip is now pointing at Bob, right? This knee is up and my hips at him. The next thing you'll notice is that whenever people will get in this chamber position, let me get sideways so you guys can see it, is they'll have their foot dangling or it's just not, it's not engaged. Remember, when you're striking with your side kick, the part you're trying to hit with is this blade part of your foot. You can use the entire flat part when you're first starting out, but what you're aiming for is striking with that blade, just this portion of the foot. Because again, if you think about the way a knife works, right? The reason why the edge of a knife is sharp is it allows you to put more energy into a smaller space. That's why a knife cuts. It's the same thing with a kick. The more you can place more energy in a smaller area, you're able to affect more damage, it's more effective. And it's just, frankly, it's just correct, okay? So again, going back to our pivot, so we've covered the foot position. The next part is aligning properly so that when we throw the kick, our body, our legs, everything is in a straight line when we hit Bob. So again, we start, pivot up, our foot again is engaged, right? And if you look at my bottom foot, my bottom heel is going to end up pointing at Bob as I kick. So I'm here and then, and then down. So a common mistake you'll see beginners do is they'll get this part, they'll get up, they'll get turned sideways, and they'll throw the kick, but this bottom heel doesn't do anything. And that's bad for two reasons. One, you're not involving your entire body then, and you're putting a ton of pressure, a ton of torque into that knee that eventually, if you kick that way long enough, you're going to cause issues. You're going to end up damaging your base leg. So if you're having balance issues, like most people will have sometimes issues where they'll throw a side kick and they'll either fall forward or they'll throw it and they'll fall backwards, right? A lot of that comes from your body not being in alignment. So what do I mean by that? Let me get sideways, I'll show you what I mean. Whenever we are striking the target, our base foot, our striking foot, my upper body, all of it has to be in a straight line. If I start up and I throw a side kick and I'm leaning forward, my balance is going to be off, I'm going to fall forward. Conversely, if I start the same thing again, raise my foot up, throw the side kick and I'm leaning back, I'm going to have a tendency to fall backwards. So if you're having issues with balance, make sure that whenever you're doing the kick, think of it this way. Imagine you have a wall right in front of you and a wall right behind you, and you're kicking along that surface. So you can't lean forward, you'll hit the wall. You can't lean back, you'll hit the wall. You have to kick on this line. So again, we bring our foot up. This bottom heel also has to pivot, has to twist and point towards the target. So up, out, and then down. If you lean straight back, if you ensure what you're kicking, you lean straight back, your balance, you're not gonna have issues with balance. So that's one tip for you to consider if you're having trouble with your side kick and you're experiencing balance issues where you're either falling back or falling forward. 90% of the time, it's because when you're throwing your kick, you're either leaning forward as part of throwing the kick to get height, or you're leaning back when you're throwing the kick. So remember, with a side kick, imagine you have a wall behind you, a wall in front of you. So you can't fall either way. You gotta lean straight back. Your kick's gotta go straight back and down. So hopefully those tips help you. That's the side kick, that's my thoughts on how you can help improve it. And if you have anything you'd like to add, please leave a comment below. I look forward to hearing from you.